think that as a lunatic, the best thing to do is to be as creative as possible with your insanity and create content and indeed get as much information into the public domain as possible. Indeed, get as much information into the public domain as possible before the psychiatric services lock you up again. Indeed, I'm living in a state of fear basically about being locked up again. Indeed, the psychiatric services of the United Kingdom want nothing more than to lock me away, potentially for the rest of my life. Indeed, my knowledge of the psychiatric system scares the shrinks. Indeed, the psychiatric system in the United Kingdom is a branch of the British intelligence services. The psychiatric services operate as a disposal unit for agents of British intelligence and Russian intelligence who are causing trouble for the system. Indeed, as I've explained, Russian intelligence is a branch of British intelligence control the KGB, FSB, SVR, GRU, MVD, etc. British intelligence control all of these networks. So many Russian intelligence operatives are disposed of by the British intelligence services in British mental hospitals. Indeed, it's very interesting to note that many operatives of Russian heritage do not actually know they are of Russian heritage due to amnesia in the mind control programming by both the Russian military intelligence services via Project Sturm and the British intelligence services via the Mindgate program. Indeed, there is a lot of amnesia, and many Russian intelligence operatives have actually forgotten their own language and been locked away in British mental health facilities. So it's already quite interesting to note, indeed, a large percentage of psychiatric patients are actually British or Russian intelligence operatives that have been disposed of by the Illuminati shrinks in a specific way to stop them from talking about such programs as the Sturm project, the Russian intelligence mind control program, and the Mindgate program, i.e., the British intelligence MI6 mind control program. Indeed, as I was stating in the previous video, the Hellfire clubs have a lot of influence over the psychiatric system, and young, beautiful female mental patients are used as sex slaves by geriatric shrinks and pimped out to Faith of Ishmael adherents, what with the synthesis between the Freemasons and the Faith of Ishmael adherents in the United Kingdom. Indeed, the Faith of Ishmael adherents are being brought into Britain in large numbers to protect the elite Masonic lodges, which is all very interesting. Indeed, the elite Masonic lodges are basically forming their own army of Faith of Ishmael adherents, what with the populace beginning to find out things about what the elite Masonic lodges are up to. The elite Masonic lodges have gone into overdrive with the importation of Faith of Ishmael adherents to protect the Masonic lodges as part of a larger strategy that involves end times fake narratives, basically, and phony alien invasions via Project Bluebeam. Indeed, the elite Masonic lodges will do basically anything to maintain their power, which is all very interesting indeed. Britain is run by a network of secret societies operating through intelligence agencies via networks of the MI6, MI5 nexus, and naval intelligence, defense intelligence, and the creepy Masonic lodges dotted about the country. So it's all an interconnecting network. Indeed, the British police are a Masonic institution and operate the organ traffic via KGB pipelines all around the world. So it's all very interesting. The British police are running the organ traffic in the United Kingdom as conduits for the KGB. And what with the fact, as I've already explained, that the KGB are in fact a branch of British intelligence, this is all very interesting to consider. Indeed, a nightmare is beginning for the Masons, I believe, as things are beginning to be revealed about the networks of Masonic lodges. Indeed, here, the Wyvern Lodge have designated me an enemy of the state via targeting. So it's all very interesting. So I'm walking around having been designated an enemy of the British state. And I'm only an enemy of the British state because I target the Masonic networks. And therefore, they have targeted me with psychotronic weapons and beaming technology and mind control programming. So it's all very interesting to consider exactly what is going on. Indeed, the psychiatric system serves as a branch of the British intelligence services by hospitaller networks who oversee the mental hospitals. It's interesting to note that the Order of Malta, i.e. the Knights of Malta, i.e. the Knights Hospitaller, are a Masonic network and are directly intertwined with the Templar continuum, despite there being false narratives of there being a divide between the Knights of Malta and the Knights Templar. Indeed, these networks actually constitute one network, which is basically all unified in the United Grand Lodge of England, who have their own intelligence network, known as the Network, in inverted commas, which is all very interesting. These interconnect with the Hellfire Club networks operating out of Grenville Lodge number 1787 in Buckingham, where my predecessor, William Field from Calne, of who I am a KGB double, exposed those networks quite well before his sad, tragic demise in the Sava River in Belgrade. Indeed, there were several networks of people who attempted to stop William Field from drowning himself in the Sava, but they couldn't. Indeed, I'm not sure whether it was networks connected to William Field in his last days that ended up putting me with the Field family of Calne, or it was the Grenville Lodge crowd. Indeed, the Field family, through Herbert Field, have a connection to the Bank of England, which is all very interesting. Indeed, I'm not sure that Peter and Sally Field are fully aware of it, though I have theories that Sally Field has been involved in my targeting via British Freemason continuums. However, I cannot confirm this at this present moment. So, this continues. Indeed, British Psychiatry is a eugenicist front for mind control programming, ritual abuse and targeting, and the disposal of troublesome British and Russian intelligence agents. Indeed, I've met many Russian heritage intelligence operatives in mental hospitals that interestingly do not know they are Russian and cannot speak or hear Russian, although they could at some point in their lives. It's very interesting, this overall amnesia that is occurring of people in the mental health facilities. Indeed, many intelligence operatives in the mental health facilities seem to have forgotten who they are. So there's some very clever mind trickery going on. Indeed, during my incarceration at Callington Road in Bristol, before I was taken to the forensic unit, I was basically locked in a padded cell and given Accuphase injections in my rear end. And it's interesting to consider that I was able to hold off 12 men. It took 12 men in the end to pin me down. So I was exhibiting feats of superhuman strength. which is very interesting indeed. But they used a brain sucking device on me. Indeed, I basically forgot who I was for 3 years. It's interesting. I believe these brain sucking devices are being used by British intelligence on many operatives of British and Russian heritage. And these individuals are placed in mental hospitals and given amnesia by these brain sucking devices so they forget who they are. Indeed, I forgot I was an operative. I forgot all about my operations. And I forgot all about my conspiracy theories for 3 years. However, interestingly, when I started remembering who I was in September 2024, things started happening again. And by November 2024, I was being attacked with intense psychotronic beams again. Indeed, it's interesting. I believe that the people involved in my psychotronic targeting are utilizing a brain computer interface, and they can actually see through my eyes, which is very interesting to consider. They can read my thoughts and they can see through my eyes, which is really quite scary indeed. However, I've now got used to it, so it no longer scares me at all. Also, I have nothing to hide, so it's it is how it is really. And the psychiatric system wishes to contain me at the moment in public. They wish to contain my activities and attempt to railroad me back into the asylum system, which is very interesting indeed. Why can't you creepy shrinks just allow me to be peaceful and happy in life? Indeed, the psychiatric profession has designated me as a danger to their operations because I figured out too much about the psychiatric connections links to Nazi Germany through the Beers organization and the foundation of the National Association for Mental Health, which is now known as the National Institute for Mental Health. Indeed, a lot of this setup was done by eugenicist shrinks interconnected with the Bank of England. Indeed, the Bank of England keeps cropping up in my own story and in the story of the psychiatric profession. Indeed, the governor of the Bank of England, Montague Norman, was heavily involved in the creation of the modern mental health services in accordance with directives from Hjalmar Schacht, who was the director of the Reichsbank in Nazi Germany. It's interesting to consider that Nazi intelligence was a front for British intelligence operations. So the roots of the modern British mental health system may be Nazi, but behind the Nazis are British intelligence and the eugenics and transhumanist movements behind British intelligence, which links us back to your Galton, Darwin, Huxley, Wedgwood bloodlines. So it's all very interesting to consider. Indeed, I do not think that the British authorities have a clue what to do with me anymore. Indeed, there are rumours they may be giving up because I'm not exhibiting symptoms of being a danger to myself or others. So there's absolutely nothing they can do. And there's nothing they can do about this content because anonymous servers are keeping my YouTube up despite the attempts of the British police to remove my content from the internet. So it's all very interesting to consider, really. Indeed, the networks of British intelligence are mind control programming large percentages of their operatives. And as I have stated before, the majority of paranoid schizophrenics committing murders around the country at the moment are programmed to do so by British intelligence, and many of them are actually operatives, i.e., schizophrenic super spies, who were once employed by the British intelligence services. So it's all very interesting to consider. The media is working on directives by the British intelligence services to basically attempt to clamp down on the paranoid schizophrenic population. Thus, there are all these murders supposedly committed by the paranoid schizophrenics, which are actually false flag attacks coordinated by the British intelligence services, who these days are very scared of paranoid schizophrenics. What with me operating the way I do. Indeed, it's all very interesting to consider. I know I keep saying that, but this is the thing. Everything that I'm saying is basically a working theory. Indeed, I also know more than I'm saying in these videos. So many of the things I know would best be reserved for private conversation. However, it is difficult for me to make friends due to my mental illness and the fact that many lies are spread about me by the Masons, especially at the moment, the Masons of Wyvern Lodge, who are casting me as a Russian agent, which is all very interesting considering I've explained that the Russian intelligence services are coordinated by British intelligence. And therefore, why on earth would I work for the Russian intelligence services when the Russian intelligence services are coordinated by British intelligence? I do not know why I would possibly even consider working for the Russian intelligence services. So it amazes me the stupidity of people at times for believing that I am a Russian state operative. Indeed, look at the condition I'm in. Also, you have to note that the conflict between the territories of Britain and Russia is a false conflict, but with British intelligence controlling Russian intelligence, and therefore British intelligence technically control the Russian military. So it's all very interesting to consider. Indeed, defense intelligence operating out of Warminster military base have basically attempted to destroy me in this locality. However, I believe they may be experiencing problems in that regard, as people may not believe everything that defense intelligence are putting out about me. Indeed, it's all very interesting what is occurring. And I'm quite happy with my situation. Indeed, I'm going to continue to create content. As I've stated, I believe that the best thing to do as an insane lunatic is to be creative with it and to create content and to pump the public domain full of information about the British psychiatric services and the British intelligence services. And hopefully, this information will reach the ears of the right people. And yes, I will not be forgotten. Indeed, I'm going to leave it there.